Good morning, and welcome
Hey,
everybody to another episode of Morning Ritual. Um, this is our TTRPG talk show where we don't know what the hell we're doing most of the time.
yeah, that's how I introduce myself with just random noises. I'm not. I'm not.
Um,
I'm gonna keep. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. Um, what were you gonna say?
Huh?
Never mind then. Hi, I'm Anita. I'm your first and foremost co-host on this show. My pronouns are she, they, and I will throw it down to my co-host.
Hey, I'm Noir. My pronouns are he, they, and I didn't sleep. So this is the best. This is the best you get today.
No, that's watching Eternals. Way too late. And yeah, we've got an amazing guest. Dare, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Dare. They, she, he, any pronouns are all fine as long as they're all mixed up. I do a lot of random things online, everywhere, at all times. Yeah, that's me. It's a sleepy day, I suppose.
It is a sleepy day. I think we're all like a little bit under caffeinated. I just got my coffee and I'm still waiting on it to kick in. And then I gotta run a game
So
for this. So
so I'm not
Streams.
under caffeinated. It's the problem is like you ever watch Fast and Furious where like the dude loses because he popped his nos too early.
yeah, you
I
popped your
popped my
too early?
nos way too early. I had death coffee at around 2 a.m.
Have you slept?
I told you I did not sleep. I, I look, I got an invitation to go. My buddy works at a movie theater, and I got an invitation to go to the movie theater after they close, so we could watch a couple movies. I saw like the last 10 minutes of Shang-Chi, and then I watched the Eternals. That was litty. I still have not seen all of Shang-Chi, but from the last 10 minutes, it was dope. And then I got really high, came home and watched the YouTube video saying why Fred is the best of the mystery gang.
Why is Fred the best of the mystery gang?
I I watched it. I did not absorb it.
Oh, that's
I
fair.
think you know when you watch something just to disagree with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Uh huh.
I like
100%.
I turned it on to go fuck this guy.
I watched like 3 videos about Marvel's What If. I did not agree with any of it. Just constantly just being like, I don't like this point, but I wanted to keep, I'm glad it exists so I could be mad at it.
Right? Like I love those. Those are my favorite because it's just like you went and did a 30-minute long video that just incrementally made me more mad the
I just don't have that kind of energy, y'all.
I-
I'm sorry. I guess I'm just different. I cannot. I
Feels
cannot
better.
like if I see a TikTok that I disagree with, I just scroll on past because I just like I can't be bothered to listen to your points because you're wrong.
You can't talk about me on TikTok now. I have swung too many shots at too many people for no reason besides I knew I was right.
I mean,
I love you on TikTok because I'm like, and here comes the drama.
I am also part of the Dare Stan account. Dare is always right on TikTok.
I have 3 types of TikTok video, which is here's some wholesome good vibes. The occasional little spicy joke that I record at 1 a.m.
Occasional.
then
I see
the
those all the
energy-
time. Wait, that might be my
That's
algorithm.
not. I promise I don't make those a ton. Uh,
Getting
And
her,
the-
getting her, her feet out to
everybody.
the fire.
oh, look, I'm not gonna. I can't expose myself this early in the morning. And then the occasional, hey everyone, we have to have the serious talk, and those happen entirely too much on that app. But it's a lot of very passionate children who I have to be like, hey, you can't just do this. That one Thursday tabletop show, you really can't recommend that all the people
Oh
of color
my
have the last one of the month. You can't do that, kids.
Segregate critical role. This is the whites only critical role.
It was the funniest.
God. Like I tried to get into doing the whole discourse on TikTok.
CD pony.
But the shit got exhausting. Like when one question was being asked from like June, and it's still being now. Why can't white people play people of color? It's just like I can't fucking do. If one more person, like it got to the point every time I heard that question, I started to itch. Like
it's like I think I do it too. I don't do it a lot because I run into people who do it way more than me. I'm like, are y'all good? Y'all fight every day. I pop in like once every few weeks. I'm like, hey, here's a little bit of knowledge. But otherwise, I spent like this week. I recommended like Slippin' as like by DMX as a song this week for like D&D character playlists. I'm vibing most of the time.
I swear to God, I hop on that app, and sometimes that's Barnaby just be looking like King Leonidas.
I love them. They are always fighting for their life on there. It's tiring.
Like, you good, Barnaby?
They enjoy it. Like I know Barnaby enough to know that like they do just like talking to people and like helping educate folks, and that is
I think that's
honorable.
Their job too.
Yeah, like it's really cool, but also I don't have it in me. I finally had one with the whole CR discourse. In which I did simply just have to tell somebody, do you know who I am? Like, do you know what I do here? So I was like, hey, why don't you do a D&D podcast?
That's kind of the weird thing about TikTok is there is like this weird insular community that doesn't know a lot of the smaller niche tabletop space.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
the number of times Noir has had to be like, so when someone's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, check out Table Takes, where I'm going to be talking about TTRPGs from Gen Con.
Like, it happens so often. It's such a weird app. I do think it's like fascinating because of how segmented it is. But it's also not an app that like leads to people leaving the app to go check out other stuff. Really, like, it's hard to link stuff out. It's really hard to get people to check out shows or anything from that.
Yeah, because I think 9 times out of 10, if you try to link something in like a comment, TikTok will ban you.
Yeah, it just doesn't transfer well to like building a lot of stuff off of TikTok unless you're putting in a ton of work for it.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of like really fascinating creators who are like, I just kind of am on here. And then any other platform, just like kind of vibing, just hanging out. It's very chill.
Which platform do you think has the most toxicity? TikTok?
I think
Twitter?
there's a different type of toxicity on each of them. They both have a special type of toxic. Twitter are the brainworms that I know and I love, and I've been on this website for like 9 years. So I've been just steeping in this hell for so long. TikTok is a new type of hell for me because it is young and passionate and like full of energy that I simply don't have to fight. Like, when I'm like, hey, monks have a weird sort of like semi-orientalist like history and like flavor to them. And I have a ton of people who just argue for like months. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't like Twitter issues. That's 2 days of my life. That's annoying. And then I'm done.
Well, that's also the thing about Twitter too, is I kind of think it's like when you put a frog in a pot of boiling water, the frog will die instantly. That's TikTok. But like if you take the frog, put it in the pot, and then turn up the heat and then let it get to a boil, it'll still die. But at the same time, the frog will get used to it. It'll survive longer.
Oh yeah, I'm steeping, I'm stewing, I'm chilling in this hell.
We're vibing.
See, I kind of feel different. Where it's just like I think like the toxicity lingers longer on TikTok. Because the ease of access is just so, it's so like you don't have to have a lot of followers for your video to have a lot of reach with TikTok, which is just wild.
The way you go viral on TikTok is weird. Like there is no rhyme or reason to that algorithm.
No.
Not at all. I think a lot about how there's not a good way of like separating your content by like days either. You'd have to like look at one person's stuff and just scroll through. So you can get a video from like 3 months ago that was like a Fuego take and it has already been done with and done, and then suddenly, all right, I'm mad again. Actually, so it was popped off 3 months ago. It was real bad.
like I have. Like, you ever just go about your day and like you get a comment from a video you don't even remember making? And it's just like, oh man, I was done with that fight, but now I'm about to jump right back in that fight.
I got one more in me. I got one last hand in me.
Let's just dive back into the ocean, shall we?
Yeah, it makes the like discourse never ending by that way, and I think that's kind of what that happened. The internal Twitter rules just don't be the main character of the day, and you're fine. But like, whew, you can be the main character every like 2 weeks on TikTok out of nowhere.
I swear to God. I mean, the main character of the day on Twitter. That's so fucking true.
That is the name of the game. Is that every day on Twitter there is a main character, and the goal is to never be it because you're gonna get milkshake ducked.
I mean,
and
but
that is a supremely internet phrase.
That was all deeply internet talk, and we're all in hell.
I mean, some motherfuckers just volunteer to be the main character of the day.
People love to overshare, and you're just like,
maybe you should have just shut the
But hey,
it costs nothing to shut the fuck up, and people expose themselves, and it's just a mess.
I think Bean Dad is the worst one I've ever seen of someone. Was just a story you never needed to tell anyone, and you would have been fine.
The other one was Pokemon Card Mom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Parents love to do that. Parents love to be like, hey, here's this cool trick that I know about my kid.
Here's this cool parenting hack. It's actually abuse.
Parents love to do that and then be like, wait, hold on. Am I the problem?
They never get that self-reflective, though. That's giving them far too much credit.
I know.
I don't remember Bean Dad.
John Roderick of the Long Winters, the man who made the old Mabim Bam theme song, told a story about his daughter who, like, she wanted beans, and he was like, I'm gonna be Apocalypse Dad.
Oh, okay, I remember now. Yeah, okay. Wow, yeah.
Here's a can opener, figure it out.
For like 4 hours or whatever.
Well, she's like hungry and trying to eat. Like,
well, remember the guy who turned out to be like Topanga from Boy Meets World's dad?
Yes, that was.
He like lied about wasp in his cinnamon.
I feel like shrimp was also involved in that.
It wasn't wasp. It was shrimp. It was
shrimp. Okay, well.
He lied about shrimp being in a cinnamon toast crunch in it or whatever cereal.
Shit. Yeah.
And then it rolled to like
Trip
3
tails.
more. Hey, here's this wild controversy about this person we didn't know about 10 minutes ago.
And then it made me hate Topanga for some reason. That's all I remember. I was like, how dare you take that from me?
This is all the most inaccessible internet talk, and I love it.
I'm just imagining somebody who has no idea what any of this is trying to look like. Shrimp cereal Topanga. God bless your Google search. I hope you end up on the right side of the internet.
Your FBI guy is going to be real confused.
And this is why Twitter is bad, but fascinating.
The internet is hell. The internet is a special kind of hell that we built ourselves. Let's be honest.
It's not everyone's fault. It's many people's fault, but it's just fascinating.
You could actually probably like mark it down to at least 5 people.
I read somewhere a description of the internet, which is like the internet is humanity's first time to look at itself as a whole in the mirror. You know, you give everybody a platform, everybody has a voice, and then you just kind of sit back and listen to what humanity sounds like, and a lot of our notes surprise us because it's just like, here we are, Bean Dad. What the fuck?
Milkshake duck.
It is so fascinating too. I do think a lot about just the internet as infrastructure because it's wild and horrifying, and someone who's a degree of popularity online, I think people are prone to like thinking about this a lot. But like, when the act of celebrity, like the ceiling of what it meant to be famous in some way, really shrinks, this is why you get a million bean dads. You get people who are like, no media training, no, someone who just has a voice and people think, that's an interesting voice. And you get so many people like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And like, they don't want to admit, I have no idea what I'm doing. Which is like the most honest thing could be, is like, I'm just doing my best. Like, there's a beautiful moment whenever a controversy happens, when you can simply apologize or double down. And I love to watch a double down happen in real time. It is beautiful.
It's like watching a train wreck. In slow motion.
I just don't get. There's a pattern, and it's like the pattern of somebody fuck it up, and then people tell them you fucked up, and then they make a response going, I did fuck up, and then people with receipts or like really explaining the fuck up, and then there's the walking away from the account. Like there is an example of this that just happened all over my TikTok, which is there's this guy named Joshua who has these two cute, adorable dogs. He was a football player, got injured at the same time his mom passed, and so these dogs help him with his depression. They help him with his medicine. They're his service dogs. And he has these really fun TikToks where he like puts ski masks on them, and they're like the ski mask squad, and like he'll run down the hallway racing his dogs, and a bunch of people are just like, are those service dogs, or are you pretending to have service dogs because you got them in ski masks, you got them in a store, like, and there's just all these women who are just coming at this black guy for having these service dogs and like playing with the service dogs.
Yeah.
I remember seeing some stuff on this. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that too. I caught like the tail end of that drama.
So he posted, like, here's the proof that they're my service dogs. But more importantly, I guess according to law, you don't have to prove that you're service dogs or service dogs. And they're still coming at him for that, and every one of them like privated their account. Every one of them like ran away.
One of them actually had service animals, but of course, like, she's all for it when it's for her, a white woman, but when it's someone else, they're only willing to advocate for themselves and not for other people.
It's the pattern. It's the pattern.
It is like deeply, I think, fascinating to see whenever it happens. Of like, this is the moment of when like here's where like your empathy level is. I notice this a lot in like discourse online, especially around like mental illness or anything like that. Where like I'm very openly someone who has like ADD and is like someone has like autism to a degree, and I'm very open about this. And I've had more than one person when they argue with me, like about anything online, and I provide not a heated response, but simply like, I don't do a response video. I just say, hey, this is the answer. Nothing big, nothing like aggressive. And people like, hey, I'm so sorry. I've yada, 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 this, and this. I'm like, I super did. And you never even assumed that's a thing that was like plausible for me either. But it makes a very convenient like shield to help protect yourself after I have not even brought heat to you. I've simply just returned the energy. It's always interesting to see happen.
That was something that I encountered the other day when Diana or Super Dylan did a video about the it's like so refreshing to see a sorcerer in Critical Role. And then it's like someone else had commented down below. It was like, oh, there's no dragonborn either. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right about that. And that, for some reason, that comment got like a shit ton of likes, and like I had people still like commenting underneath it, not getting the joke. And so I had to like do a response video, like, here's the joke. I had to explain this to you, so I guess here it is. And then someone's like trying to tell me that I'm being problematic because I'm not explaining the problem.
Yeah, I just.
And I was just talking about you. I love you.
I don't know. There's there's been a weaponization lately of like wokeness. They're like, you've got people with ill intention like going, this is problematic and that kind of stuff, and it's corny.
Oh, it's also like a lot of sea lining too. Can you explain to me why this is racist?
Do I need to? Like,
I just really need to understand. I'm talking in good faith, I swear. I run into this with queer discourse a ton, namely regarding like any sort of respectability and like, well, like as queer people, we should do this, this, and this. And it's always very fascinating because as a Black person, I've seen this argument for my entire life in an unrelated field. So I'm just like, just don't try this. Like, this is not a winning argument. And it is always fascinating, I think, when you see that argument happen from the space of people who are not necessarily newly marginalized, but this like the act of being marginalized is new to somebody, of like, hey, I am now at a degree of underclass I have not experienced ever. So I've always experienced life in this way. And suddenly you're playing like catch up on discourse of like a thing that's just kind of ingrained for like me existing as a Black person, you know, like, and it's always so fascinating.
Yeah, I'm new to the term sea lining, and I just looked it up, and that's freaking brilliant.
You saw the comic book that goes with?
No, but somebody explained it.
It's Wonder Mark is the comic that is a reference to.
I'll check that out in a bit. But so we've had all this conversation. We haven't even touched on all the stuff you do, Dare. Like,
yeah.
So
is
like
one of the things I do.
So I have to ask, like, how long have you been in the space and, you know, in actual plays, making content in general? Like, how did your content creation journey start?
Literally a year and a week. Like I did an entire video last week because of my year anniversary streaming, doing any sort of stuff like that. Like, I'd been around on Twitter just in like the space of existing as a non-binary person. I'd get those weird moments where like, oh, hey, here I am. Sometimes I'd get like a spree of followers just existing, I guess. I don't know. Just existing and being generally like wholesome. But yeah, in October, like the day before Halloween, Friends Who Roll Dice had me on for Monster of the Week thing for charity, and that was it. That is the day I can just consequently point to, I really like doing this. This is great. And from there, I've, you know, wrote a couple of little games. I've done a ton of shows. I'm currently finishing up Transplaner this week, which has been truly like one of like my big ones that I was always like wanted to be on.
Transplaner is just a stellar network, and they're building, and it's just so incredible watching it.
It's really cool. Like that, especially because like the way that all started was just like the BIPOC shoot your shot thing, and like C and Connie just be like, hey, we're like anyone who like did this hashtag, we're just like grabbing some folks from it, seeing if they have time, want to do something, and the weirdness of, hey, this like little mini or like this little one shot you had was really popular, and people are like, what if this becomes a mini series? And that was such a amazing, overwhelming sensation of like, it was a really good time. And I've gotten to like, you know, Quinn and Humna and C and Connie so much more. Humna is incredible, by the way. You always high marks in regards for you, Nor. Just had to let you know. And like that has been incredible. Today is going to be a fun day because I have a stream later with TTRPG, and then a different one after that with Roll for Chaos.
Oh, geez.
A little D&D, a little math in one day.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Get as many games as possible.
So, diving into your writing projects, which writing project do you think you're most proud of?
When the Sun Dies, absolutely. No questions. It is my baby. I take so much pride in that game because it is such a heavy game. It is a game about the world ending in 3 days. And a lot of my writing, it's really funny. I describe myself as like sort of the divide between like you have Junji Ito type creators and you have Hayao Miyazaki type creators. I'm definitely following the Junji Ito camp of I write misery. I love writing sad stuff and like not happy at all things. But also I have a very like nice, happy personality, and Miyazaki's the exact opposite end of that spectrum. I love it. But like I love writing things that are either really sad or about like the ending of things. And When the Sun Dies is absolutely that. It is 3 days, diceless, or you can use dice, GMless, or like I like to leave rules super open. And it's just like, hey, day one always starts super fun and lighthearted. Hey, let's go do something really wacky. Day two, it starts setting in. Day three, nothing but tears, and it's beautiful every time. It is one of my favorite games.
Okay, I have you streamed this yet?
I've done it twice. I have streamed it with Ephemeral Forest, which is we're on a channel hiatus right now, but that is sort of one of my big streaming homes. And I've done it with Wog Ditto, which is we're only going to do this once. I will leave the acronym. I know they're working on the VOD for that one. Because one of the people was like, hey, I'm working on editing this, the VOD, and I cried again. I was like, oops. You were in the game. I'm so sorry.
Oops, only tears.
It's such a fun arc of like, oh, it is the biggest A24 vibes of anything I've ever done, and I love it. It is my saddest indie movie.
I think I might want to be involved in a stream of that. I'm ready to cry.
It's real good. It is like I played it once and I ran it once, and playing it was such a different experience because like I am devious. Just the rules. It's simple enough, but like the first one I did was a road trip to an amusement park. They were just trying to get to, I can't remember the name of it. Let's say Wally World. Trying to get to an amusement park, and just they had a bunch of weird little encounters on the way. Every character has a personal goal and they have a group goal. So it's like, oh, we want to go here, or we want to like build this thing, or like something very simple. And then everyone has their own personal things. Like, I just want to like tell the person who I've cared about my entire life, like I'm in love with them, or I just want, a lot of the time I just want to spend time with my friends, and that is their entire goal. Or I just want to like see the sunrise like the last day while like sitting up somewhere high. It is always just the most artsy indie movie stuff, and I love it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It is brutal.
I am here. So, when you start your writing process for something like that, do you start with the intention of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some tears out of these motherfuckers, or did it just kind of turn to that as you were putting it together?
I was simply listening to, it was a song called 15 Minutes. Mm-hmm. I think it plays at the very end of Monster Prom. It's 15 Minutes by Mike Kroll, I believe. Let me double check that. Yes, 15 Minutes by Mike Kroll. And I heard it while just driving home from work one day, and I was like, this is a weird like dream / thing I thought about since middle school, and I need to just like write this idea down. And I finally did, and it was not meant to be, I think, as heavy as it ends up being. But as I was writing it out, I was like, this has nothing but potential to be absolutely devastating. So like the entire opening page is just a big warning of, this is a game about the end of the world. Please understand, you do not need to play this right now if you are not in the headspace. It is very much a game about care and catharsis. About like I write about catharsis, I think, a lot of my poems are also that of, they all start as like vent poetry, and I just clean them up a little. And I think that sort of shows in my writing process of, I think messy emotions are really like honest and personal and true, and just taking that and putting that into a game of, here's like, hang out with a couple of people you really love and you really trust, and experience something that, you know, like something as personal as like an ending with people you love and you want to be around, because life's weird and you never know if you can get that sort of emotional closure with these people, and it's a very unique and beautiful experience to do so.
That's awesome.
I really love it.
That's really cool. Is that on Itch and Drive-Thru right now?
It's on
Okay.
Itch.
It's just through the chat.
nbdare.itch.io.
Oh, nice. Boom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan.
And it should be it has a bunch of community copies if anyone can't afford it. If you can't afford it, we run out of community copies, just DM me on Twitter and let me know they ran out, because I'm bad at remembering to check. Like, it's $4 if you want to buy it. It's whatever.
So do you have any other writing projects that you're working on? Anything pending in the works?
I always have at least a few games I'm working on that I just need to have the right hyperfixation data right. Like that. But in terms of projects, I have been doing editing with it's called Not Another Monster Quest, I believe. I want to make sure I got the name right. The first volume sold enough on Drive-Thru to be able to print in softcover. So I have a book with my name on it. And I was mostly an editor and sensitivity consultant, but it's still my first thing with my own credits on that I physically own, and that means a lot to me. So I'm working on a couple of other volumes of that in the editing domain. And I think I'm on a Kickstarter as an editor that hasn't come out quite yet. I believe I'm super good to say Deimos Academy. It's the Banana Chan Kickstarter that was coming out, I believe, early next year for the Kickstarter that I did some editing and sensitivity consulting for.
Oh, that's awesome.
We love Banana.
Banana's great. We need to do another episode of our podcast. We've been so behind on that.
You have a podcast with Banana?
It's been 3 months to record an episode, but yeah, it's about the circle.
Oh my God, the circle? It's called
Open Circle. We both love that show a lot. A distressing amount.
What season are you on?
We were planning on covering UK season 3. We are planning on doing a watch of the most recent US Netflix season. We go hard on that show. Yeah, we might turn it into just a trash TV talk, because we absolutely both adore reality TV shows a lot, especially garbage ones.
We had to stop watching The Circle because Mark kept getting mad.
I watch it like it's football. I started pacing.
This last season, there's this black dude that I was rooting for, and he kept fucking up.
No.
Kept letting this white boy play him, and I had to stop watching because I'm like, I can't.
I'm gonna tell you, UK season 3 is wild. Episode 2, they add an imposter. They add an imposter mechanic. I swear, someone gets eliminated. They're like, you can impersonate another person who's still here.
They did that in the American one.
They finally did that. Yes.
Yeah, they did that in the American.
Oh, good.
I was heated.
And they had a fake account too, like a ghost account.
Oh yes, that's beautiful.
When I tell you I was heated. That show, it does bring out the sports fan in you, because it's just I can't.
I start pacing. I'm just like, what are you doing? It's one of my favorite shows, and it only took us 2 episodes to talk about the human condition and loneliness, because we are a very similar type of person. The Circle is also horrifying in concept, especially because it's one house in the UK. It's just for every season you are flown out to this one house built for this. It has all the makings of a good horror story.
God, I'm sorry. You brought back up that season of The Circle, and now I'm not okay again.
So mad.
Oh, I need to watch it. Oh,
so frustrating.
I was rooting for this black dude, and he came in, he had the talk, he had the swag, he was making friends with the right people, and I'm like, yo, we got it this season, and he fumbled the bag. He can't fumble in the bag.
I've never wanted to be on a reality show more than The Circle. I
can't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I feel like you'd have a solid game plan. You're very genuine. I think you just have to be you. I think genuine and funny would be. It would at least get you far. It goes really far.
Would you go on The Circle as yourself, or would you catfish? I think that says a lot about a person.
I'm not catfishing shit.
I think I would. It would be. I think I'm worried because like obviously visibly trans, open about it. But going with that angle, I think would earn like some. See, I've thought about this too much. Going with the angle of just being like me, completely open, genuine, nothing to hide. I'm not the type of face people are going to expect to catfish. I think it'd be really easy to be like, Dare's pretty genuine. I can't imagine them not being. Like, I have so many theories about that show and catfishing. Also, Circle. There's a subtle misogynoir that I think of every damn season. I have talked about this too many times. This like in season 2 of the US Circle, every time there's every single black woman who was on there, when they were open about being a black woman, they were gone so fast. I do not trust it.
That's why I like this latest season though, because she's making it. Like she's holding on. They're trying to get rid of her, but she's holding on, and it's just like.
The fact that you show any ounce of heat as a black femme on that show, they're like, you looking a little aggressive. We might need to make this house a little less.
They kept fucking trying.
I cannot wait to watch this. You see what I mean? I watch like it's like football for me. I start getting like, I'm sitting there like running the numbers. Like, all right, we look at this person accurately, like trying to guess like the rankings.
Noir has hopes, and they're gonna get dashed, aren't they?
Yo, it's so upsetting because it's just, that's why I was so mad at this black dude, because like he was making, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, and we're getting like real deep in the weeds with the Circle, but you need to watch it. It's really good. Black dude comes in and he like links up with this black lady, this other white lady that was like about it. We had like it just like it was a solid squad. It's the team that I want to win, and this fucking frat boy dude, bro, that's like he's playing himself, but he's also catfishing. Like it's just
like. All right. Also, just catfishing itself on the Circle is fascinating. I think the writer in season 2, I think is like he was an old guy who played a young man, was like maybe the most healthy version of catfishing I've ever seen on that show. He had like a healthy separation, but everyone else goes way too hard into their catfishing and they get lost in the sauce every time.
Every fucking time. Like I don't respect catfishing in any form or fashion. Like, and like if you were in a room with me watching the Circle this time, like the catfish would say shit like, you know, I can't believe somebody would lie to me. Like, this is unbelievable. I'm like, motherfucker, you catfishing.
Oh, you'd be a catfish hunter so bad. That's absolutely the energy. You'd be like, all right, you look just constant. Sounds a little sus. I'm gonna keep an eye on just the entire season.
Yo, but that's the thing. They keep getting at this black girl because she keeps getting these catfishes the fuck up out of here. Like she don't miss. She does not miss. She's just like, something's wrong with this guy. And I'm like, get him, girl. Get him, girl. Get him. Yo,
for those of you who don't know what The Circle is, it's a reality TV show where everybody lives in this apartment complex, and it basically is like social media. It's a commentary on social media. Everyone has to like try and be an influencer for the day so that they don't get eliminated. And so there's some people that go in there with fake profiles to catfish. Like this latest season, there was a girl that was playing as her sister. But like, it's like Big Brother was Twitter. You're right. You're right, Dare.
Yes. I mean, just really quickly though, like just to hop off this for a second, can we put hands together for the last season for Big Brother? I don't know if y'all like. I'm not really on reality TV that much. Like, I don't really watch that shit like crazy. But last season of Big Brother, like there had never been a black winner of Big Brother till last season. And you know what they like? You know what all the black people did this season? They just got together and was like, one of us finna win the season.
Love it.
Let's go. It's so every time they rig the votes, so it's just like none of us can go home because we all are backing each other.
Beautiful.
Once it got like towards the end, this white girl goes into the room and she's like, guys, I'm worried. And like, and there's a clip of her walking into the room with like her closest black friend. And she's like, oh, it's okay. And like, while she has the white lady's head like on her shoulders and she's crying, you see her look at the camera like,
they call themselves the Cookout too.
Oh yes,
it's the funniest goddamn thing. And they're like, "Don't worry." She's
I think
just
one of
like,
the last person's left was mixed. She was like, "I'm half white. Am I next?"
It's that lady. That's the same lady. She was just like, "I feel like I'm next, but like I'm half Mexican."
And then everyone just was like the look.
Oh my! Oh, I need to watch this now.
Oh my god! It's the funniest goddamn thing. Because they're like, oh, really? We didn't even realize that. We didn't even realize that's what was happening. Oh my God, I can't believe it played out that way. You don't have anything to worry about, sweetie. Like, we love you. You're gonna be fine. I can't see anybody voting for you. And then she walks out the room, and then they're like, ah. And then, like, and this is my favorite part. She walks back into the room, and then they go back to being all so. It was so.
Oh no!
Yes. Next.
That is beautiful. Oh my gosh, that is
white people
high
were
level.
So heated.
I looked this up, and the first article I saw is Big Brother's racial equity hurting reality TV. That is someone just said that in all caps. They're afraid.
Yo, because like if that becomes the thing, then reality TV shows are fucked. Because it's just like, but if you think about it, they always do that to us, where there's just like, okay, the black person has been funny long enough. Let's get them the fuck up out of here. And it's just like, no,
like that is like, I mean, honestly, that's beautiful to see happen. Like, this is why I like reality TV a lot. Like, I don't watch nearly as much as I could, but it's so, like, reality TV is such a showcase of how different and like unique everybody is. Because if you get just a ton of people, and that's why like a show like Big Brother can go as long as it has, you just get a bunch of different people, no matter how similar they are to someone from a former season, like it will always turn out something unique. And they decided, well, the numbers look pretty good. We're going to do a little bit of math this season, and let's have some fun with it. And there's always like this quiet like camaraderie for like people of color on any show or any like reality or game show. So like getting to see that happen, like just it work out because the numbers finally are even enough to do that has to be cathartic. I'm here for it.
Like it was kind of like watching a racist worst nightmare play out on TV, because it's just like, if things get even the slightest bit equal for these motherfuckers and they work together,
like, there's enough people to properly unionize, essentially. People got scared.
Yo, that white girl going into their room, I'm half Mexican, is the funniest.
I'm about to find it the second this ends.
Immediately cut to confessionals and say, oh yeah, she's absolutely next.
And it wasn't just one confessional either.
It
They
was
had
all
like
of
3
them.
confessionals all on the same screen and them all agreeing. Whoever produced and directed this season.
Editing. Devious.
The editing is choice.
It was the most savage thing I've ever seen, and I fucking love it. It's just...
I think another, like, it's one of the things I also love about The Circle is the amount of dramatic irony that show loves to lead into. Of just, I trust this person with, like, so much. Immediate cut to them being a catfish every time. And it never stops being the funniest thing in the world.
Like, there's this, the person that, like, upon seeing them, like, without them saying anything, where I was like, "Ooh, you a little cutie." Like the first person, I was like, "Ooh, you kind of cute." 1, she came in as a catfish. 2, I don't have a chance. She's gay, which is fine. And then 3, she is evil. Evil.
AJ, same.
I was like, damn, like how? Like that shows me like my fucking first impression detector is just, it's off. It's off.
Like that's why I think like they it doesn't always win. Being just honest and genuine is like my go-to on that show every time. Of like, even it gets people through real quick. Unless like I think the one in season 2 really did work out, but like this, look, TTRPG Circle, I'm down. I want to be on it.
Oh my god, you know how fucking amazing that would be.
It would be some next level mind games. That show is devious for the gaslighting, and I'm here for it.
Okay,
so... I'm just imagining the TTRPG community playing Circle, and I have some feelings about who I think will come out on top.
So if you were to produce a show like this, where it was like a TTRPG version of The Circle, would you like make a couple players like changelings?
I think changeling would have to be the term, right? Like, yeah.
Okay, well, first off, I think we need to start off with casting. Like, who would be the first 5?
Strong. This is dangerous. This is too many actual names of people I know who I absolutely like.
I ain't fucking scared. Here we go. And I'm just naming people that I think are pretty crafty with the social medias. In there.
I know Humna likes The Circle.
I'm throwing in Abria, because I know Abria's watching The Circle now.
And Abria's a chaos monster, right? Abria will win.
Abria can show up in anything. That is her superpower.
I would not be surprised if I was in the middle of watching the Eternals and like there's just a scene of Abria walking to a McDonald's. Like the scene is focused on this and then they go right back to the action. I would just be like, tracks. That makes sense. Wonderful character development.
I want Orion D. Black in there in some capacity, whether behind the camera or on camera.
Orion would be good.
I want Iffy. I want Iffy Wadaway as a changeling. Need Iffy to lie. Man, it's too genuine.
First off, fuck Iffy. And I say that with all the love in my heart.
Oh,
I've only talked to Iffy one time, and it was when I was playing Among Us with Gabe and Critical Bart, and that motherfucker outed me every time I was a goddamn. Every time. Gabe also can't. Gabe can't be on the show. Gabe's too pretty. Gabe got a host.
Banana.
Yes, absolutely. Like, we got to build up a full roster. we could have 6 seasons of people in like one night of just going over this.
You know, in a very weird way, I kind of want to write The Circle as like a social dungeon in a TTRPG.
Oh, absolutely. Like it is such a good social experiment. It is like I've went into this like on the show before, because it is so it is so like well engineered to get a certain type of response, because you have people in a house like for a month alone, and you dictate exactly when they can communicate to each other. Like, it is a show that breaks down the second you have a live chat or you have like a 24-hour chat room, because you get to find out way too much about people. You are given like, here's like one of the 3 times a day you can talk to somebody. It's devious.
What? Ah! We lost Noir.
Sorry. Keep going. I'm still here in spirit.
The snap camera icon looks upon you in shame.
Like, it is such a show about segmenting and like removing certain things from people, or letting certain people only have a certain amount of access.
Yeah.
That when you give that away or you take that away, like, whew, that's it. People are lonely. People are going to make friends with like the one person who's been kind to them, which is why those catfish get so like violent. Like, especially in the way, I think a thing I've noticed with season 2 is when you have someone who is younger and like having a social media persona or having a like online energy is more common. Like, it seems easier to like develop real feelings, which is kind of why I want a season of young folks, simply because the emotional like they will, they won't, they have a bunch of young people, all like, some of them catfishing, people realizing they're developing feelings when you have a bunch of 22-year-olds would be great television.
That would be really good television. I have a question. Other than The Circle, if you could turn any TV or media property into a TTRPG, what would you turn?
This is interesting. Like, my brain immediately was like total drama, because I'm still in reality. Like I mean, just the hyper realized version of that. This is a good one. I'm gonna take a second and think. Actually,
I'll let you mull that one over. Noir, any idea?
Fuck. I mean, it's the same answer I always get when I get this question, which is Highlander. Yeah, Highlander needs a TTRPG. It always comes back to Highlander for me.
I mean, also, I just said media property, so it could be anything. It doesn't have to be a TV show or a movie. It could be, because I know that you wanted to build something off of like...
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, I also would say the Black Parade or the Deer Hunters Act series. I think the Black Parade... Yeah, I think the Black Parade would make a surprisingly good one, because the story of it is just so rich. You know, you've got a soldier from World War I that dies, becomes a manifestation of death, and then guides this kid who passes of cancer to the other world while singing the story of his life. Like that, there's so much story there that you can adapt. Like, God damn it! Now I've thought of a game concept that
beautiful. I'm about to say Danger Days is that album for me. Absolutely love Danger Days to death. My brain is still mulling and running a million miles an hour. I was like something like Uncut Gems would be very fun. It's like Fiasco, but more lethal. Is just something that I thought of as well. Romeo and plus Juliet, the like Baz Luhrmann one.
Yes. Yeah. Fuck
and that's
you.
Just all aesthetic like flavor for me.
The fucking guns in that movie was so extra.
Unnecessary. I love them.
Any Baz Luhrmann film is unnecessarily extra, though, is kind of the thing.
Like,
so good.
I just kind of want to develop a game where you're playing like the Grim Reaper leading somebody to the other world.
That'd be like
that's some shit I would write. Hell yeah.
That would be like a good solo RPG.
That's Sandman.
Yeah.
Right, that's basically the Black Parade in a nutshell. It's just a conversation while you take this soul to where it's going. I can't think of any mechanics. I can't think of what the end game would be, but I just think that would be just a fun concept. Which is just
like me, the TTRPG.
Oh, that's a good one.
I have an idea. Like my brain has already started writing that now. That is the sequel to When the Sun Dies now.
Yes. I just want to play it. Make that shit.
I will.
Over.
Give me one good hyperfixation. I wrote When the Sun Dies while streaming a D&D game. Like we were in combat. I was a player. It was fine. I wrote and formatted and released that entire thing over the course of the session.
Oh my god! Like, I mean, you bring up a good point, which is like D&D combat is not very involved.
I was a warlock. I had one move.
Eldritch Blast.
It's your turn. What are you gonna do? What the fuck do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cast my plethora of spells. Go fuck yourself. Eldritch Blast.
Yeah,
Move on here.
I've got 2 spell slots. What do you want me? What do you expect from me?
God, I used to hate the Warlock, but now I love the Warlock just because I've been thinking of the concept. Like, I've been hyper focusing on the concept of what a Warlock is, and I think it's pretty dope. But like, mechanically, they don't leave a lot to be desired in combat.
I think my biggest like beef with D&D is flavor. Like it requires such a good and like cohesive group to have flavor trump over like mechanics, because like my favorite type of cleric is the trickster cleric, and they're garbage, but I absolutely will refuse to play any other one because it's the one that I get the most fun out of doing. Like, I love playing charlatans or anything with that energy.
But what does the trickster cleric do? I don't remember.
They have a couple of like avoidy like damage things, like they have mirror image and a few things like that, but they are mostly built for lying. But they're not a well optimized class. No. Like, they're just not good. My second character was pre-Ranger Revised Beastmaster because I do not choose well-made classes.
Are you okay?
You've heard me talk about the stuff I make.
I came to play this motherfucker to suffer. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, a week ago, in the last 2 weeks, if you've seen any of the TikToks, hair was dyed, got a nose piercing, and got a little stick and poke. I'm doing cool and good.
These are all healthy coping mechanisms.
Look, the universe is chaotic, but you can change your hair.
It's true. And you can always get a new tattoo.
I'm actually mad jealous. I tried to get my septum pierced, and the place that I went to was like, oh, we don't do that during COVID. I'm like, that's fair.
I had to go to like a really high-end place to get mine done like a year ago. It was needlessly expensive, but I got done at least.
Beastmaster is a Pokemon in D&D, so you play your Bliss.
Gosh. Like, I've been playing a monk with Transplanter, which has been very fun. The Way of Mercy monk I do like a lot. It has a lot of fun character vibes. But
isn't that the monk that could heal or something like that?
Yep. Yeah. No, my character is named Gentle. They are incredibly nice.
Did you just throw something over your shoulder?
Don't worry about it. Why are you asking all these questions?
Because it's an interview show. I'd like to focus the camera over here for a second.
I'm not the one being interviewed. Put that camera back over.
Just shift the focus. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I love monks. Might be my favorite class other than paladin, because like they're such asshole characters. It's just like, they're, as a GM, I hate monks.
they like to break things.
they ruin your game if you don't remember that they're there. Because you'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna have this be like a fucking trap where they fall to their death. And the monk is like, wait, what now?
Now hold on. Depending on the level, I either will take no damage or can simply run up a flat surface.
Okay, let's see. Well, I'll charm my party and have them fight each other.
Stillness of mind.
No. No, we don't want to do that.
Here's someone waiting in the bushes with an arrow to sneak attack.
How about I just catch that bitch
and then throw it back at that bitch?
Mine's a Triton too, so that swim speed is going up with the swim speed is increasing with the land speed.
AJ, about Eugene, I might monk.
Like, I can go. I think I'm currently at 55 feet of movement in water or land, and I can run up walls. What can I? 2 levels. I understand all languages by speaking. They're so busted.
All you need is boots of flying, and you've got every terrain covered.
Pretty much. I mean, if I jump, I'll just land. I'll be fine.
I hate monks when I'm not playing them. I hate them so much. A monk ruined a stream game.
Dot's monk ruined combat for the end of Southlands.
I had this big narrative emotional moment planned where, like, the bad guy was going to shoot a poison arrow at a beloved NPC to like heighten the tension, and it was a homebrew poison that was just very nasty. And so I shot, and the monk was like, I'm gonna catch it, and I'm like, huh?
I'm gonna get in the way. Also, I'm immune to disease and poison. What up?
Oh, that would have been a good end. Instead, they went, I want to catch it. I was like, okay, I caught it. I want to throw it back. And I'm like, fuck me. Threw it back. No. And this homebrew poison that I built hit the bad guy, and it stunned him for a round and gave him vulnerability for a round.
Just mollywopped him.
They fucking destroyed.
And then the bard pushed the BBEG through a dimension door 500 feet in the air.
Oh no.
I was like, they beat my, like, this was like this was the bad guy that's been looming this whole season. It is just like this evil looking centaur with like fucking dark horns and shit, and they just because of a monk, never again.
Oh gosh,
I can't wait till Southlands. If Southlands comes back for another season, I can't wait for that.
What did you say?
Monks and warlocks are what I do.
A warlock monk is dope. Because you're basically playing a Mortal Kombat character.
Essentially. Like I wish sorcerers were better, because I like charisma based casters a lot.
With my whole chest.
I think they're neat. I wish they had like a little bit more, like, I wish I had just a couple more spells.
With the Metamagic Initiative from Tasha's, everybody has a little bit of sorcerer juice, and it kind of upsets me.
Oh, I remember the one I don't play anymore, simply for the world around me. Inquisitor rogues. I'm a devious with an Inquisitor rogue. Anything that revolves talking, I intimidated and like talked my way out of a combat session on a stream before. It was like a college style like session game, and we were doing like essentially a trial of like, hey, let's do these group actions. Everyone has different groups we're competing against. So one of the other groups, like this guy introduced himself, big rival character. I went up to his friend and I was like, oh hi, like you're really like cool and interesting, and like, oh, are you part of this group? Your boss, that's your boss, right? I didn't realize you were even like a group. He really seems like he's the only one who cares and concerned. And like essentially broke up a friendship with 2 characters simply so I'd have one less group to fight, and then went up to the 2 leftovers in the group, was like, hey, it looks like your group may have broke up, but like we have room in ours. And so we just like stacked the party. It went from like 3 to like a group of like 5 or 6.
I adore that so much. You'd probably be killer with an eloquence bard.
Yeah, if you let me talk, I will get myself into and out of a lot of trouble.
See, that's the name of the game. Can you talk your way into trouble you can't talk your way out of?
That's never happened to me yet.
This is very much coming back to the conversation we had in the green room about Young Justice, where it's just like doubling down on a lie until it works out.
Look, if you keep, as Young Justice has taught me, every time you lie, simply lie a little bit more.
You just gotta lie for longer.
You lie for longer, and then at the end say, hey, I lied, and I'm so sorry about that. And it's going to work out every time.
Lie better.
You just got to lie a lot and have one solid apology at the end, and that is the secret to Young Justice working every time.
I feel like that is a Thieves Guild's mantra. Lie longer, lie better. Papa John's.
Better
I'm thinking about
duplicities, better lies? Papa John's?
Like, I was a big fan of Community. It's one of my favorite shows ever.
Yes.
And yeah, I may or may not on my worst days have a little Jeff Winger energy. Where it is, I learned at a young age that if I kept talking, people would give me what I want. So either I'm a god or truth is relative. Either way, booyah. Like, that's the energy.
You know what? I would not have placed you as a Jeff Winger, but yeah, I can see that working. That's
how you know it works.
Listen, if you say the wrong thing with enough confidence, people are going to believe you.
I firmly believe I have nothing but Troy energy. I want to be tough, but I'm a secret South boy.
Troy's not even that secret.
Yeah, the toughness lasted for like half of the first season, and then after that, it was just soft.
That is maybe like it's absolutely my favorite live action show ever. I truly adore it. But yeah, no, this is the secret. Like, it's one of the funniest things about being online, I think, is people do like it's the difference between like knowing Dare as like an entity and Dare as a person. Is that the second you get to like, if you've hung out with me enough times or seen me on like enough things and like listened to me genuinely, you realize I am a bit of a gremlin. And I have like a bit of like, I have way too much confidence. And it hasn't backfired yet. Like people keep thinking I'm incredibly short online because like on Twitter and like through TikTok stuff, I just have very like small, wholesome energy. It's like, no, I'm like almost 6 foot. And also I'm devious all the time. I'm like 5'11", and just like overwhelming charisma to get out of any trouble I've caused. I have some that I cannot talk about on camera that I will talk about after we go off.
See, now I just hate you because you have the height I wish I had.
5'11's a good height. See, got another one every time I mention it.
I'm straight 5'5". It sucks.
I believe it. You have 5'5" energy.
What? How darest you?
I meant that with love. That was a kind statement.
Speaking of how dare, I am going to ask you a question that may get me even more mad at you, Dare, but I have to do it because it's my responsibility, and the people have a right to know. There is a war in the TTRPG community between those of us who believe that you should not put dice in your mouth. And then there's another side where they consider dice to be the forbidden candy.
Oh no, I already know the answer to this.
And they crunch the die. I am not
I see her looking for dice.
She's looking around and I don't fucking like it. Faye, what are you doing?
I'm just getting ready for the visual bit.
Don't do it. Well, so Dare, I have to ask you. The people want to know: Are you team crunch, or are you team stop the crunch?
I think I want another 30 seconds of the chat guessing real quick, because this is really delightful to see what people think about me.
And look, there's technically a third side, which is the crotch responsibly people, but those are cowards that can't commit to anything.
Candy dice exist, and then you can crunch
That's
them.
Crunching. When it's edible, it's crunching. When it's not edible, it's crunching. You can't crunch responsibly. And you're a coward if you say you can. And yes, that means you, Brenda Lee Mulligan, you broke my heart.
I'm going to simply say, do you see these very large, very metal dice that I got from Die Hard Dice using the promo code DARE for 15% off now?
Oh, you've been the only one to fucking pull a promo while we in this segment.
I can't. These are simply too metal for me to ever try that.
Thank you. No.
Hey,
Stop the crunch.
I use nothing. I use metal dice exclusively. No way. Now these are stim toys that I absolutely like play around with, but will not crunch.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You literally just called yourself a gremlin. That's big crunch energy. Sorry, Kelsey.
I exist in extremes.
This one is ours. Stop the crunch, baby. We got another one.
These are simply big metal dice. That feels like a bad sensory experience.
Yeah. Like, have you ever tried to bite down on a piece of aluminum foil with a filling?
Yep, that's why. Yeah, see, I have fillings. No. I also keep gum on me at all times. I have a pack of gum with me near exclusively.
Right. So if you need to crunch something that you're supposed to crunch, like gum. Gum weirdos.
And straws are my go-tos. These
I used to be that kid that chewed on pins too. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, same.
But I grew up. So grow up, you nerds.
Pens aren't metal. I think if I had plastic dice, maybe I'd be a monster, but I prefer these. Once again, these incredibly metal Dire D20s from DieHardDice.com.
What's the code? What's the code word
use
to
the
get
code,
that discount?
Use the promo code DARE, D-A-R-E, for 15% off for the rest of the holiday season. There we go. That's it.
Kelsey's so mad.
I'm so sorry.
She thought she had you for sure. That's right.
I exist in a land of extremes. I am non-binary and Aquarius. I will never make a proper choice that anyone can assume. I can never be honest figured out.
That was a heel turn for sure, because I was like, damn, this motherfucker for sure.
I thrive off of chaos.
All right, so now the second question that I have to ask.
I think you might be the only Crunch Crew representative, Kelsey. Today.
Yeah.
I think you might be.
I
think the tide is turning.
What does that tell you?
It means it's time for you to switch it up. Promo code DARE 15% on Die Hard Dice. Get your dice
or buy
today.
Yourself some more crunchable dice and just say Dare sent you. Either way.
Hey, whoa, don't feed into this shit.
All I'm just gonna say is if that is what you need, I'm not gonna tell you no. As long as you go through, as long as I get the check at the end of the day, it's fine.
Crunch, don't crunch. As long as I get the bag, I don't give a fuck. I respect
Jeff
that.
Winger energy returns.
That was Abria's energy.
That's big Abria energy, right? Abria's just like, I don't personally crunch, but I know that crunching is profitable, and I run a dice company, so I make dice look crunchable as fuck.
I respect it.
If I could put smell in the ink so that they smell like candy too.
That's just girl bossing. That's the right way to handle it.
Just make sure you don't girl boss too close to the sun.
I keep doing that. It's fine.
I girl boss way too far away from the sun.
So go ahead.
I said I'm going to reveal enough about me that this will let everyone know exactly the type of person I am. I simply like to juggle chainsaws. So one day this is gonna backfire, but for now I'm just gonna keep on juggling, and that is my philosophy in life.
You know what? Add a couple more and set them on fire.
Let's see what happens. It hasn't stopped working yet.
So here is the next question that we ask everybody that comes to this show, which is, you are God Emperor, Empress of the TTRPG community for one whole day. With just the wave of your hand, like, you can make companies appear or disappear. And you've got a whole day. What do you do with it? If you could change the TTRPG landscape in any way you like.
I simply think I am just adjusting some numbers on which people are getting the attention they deserve. I think I'm absolutely just making sure so many talented, like, indie writers and creators and stuff are getting the numbers, the name, the recognition they all super deserve out there. There's way too much talent in this space for the pool to feel as small as it can be. So yeah, that's it. I want everyone to win.
Hell yeah. And that's a common refrain, and I'm very glad to hear that being such a common thing that people would do if they had the means. I think it was Brutal Dan who was just like, everybody in the space wakes up with $1 million to create whatever they want. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, I especially agree when you mentioned how small the pool can feel. Like like right now, it feels like, you know, the same 5 people are like making it on the top everything everywhere, and it's just it gets you kind of feeling the type of way. So
oh yeah,
I definitely would love you to be the God Emperor of TTRPG.
It's partially why I like guesting on, like, I don't have my own, like, my own channel sits unused most of the time. I might get back into it for Animal Crossing, but I barely use my own channel because I like guesting, because, like, it is a great way of getting to meet a ton of different creators and a ton of different types of games and styles. And it lets you see, like, everyone's good at something in this space. Everyone has something they can do. And you really it's really unfair for people to have to feel like, well, I have to do this one type of thing because it's going to get the views, or going to get, like, I will be able to then make money off of it. And, like, I just wish I could give people more time in the day so they can give everyone the views and appreciation they need.
Yeah. It's also nice to hear that everybody kind of has the same frustrations a little bit. It's like we're all human and we're all kind of going through the same trials. So and also I love guesting. It's nerve-wracking at first because you're like, you know, oh, okay, so I'm kind of hopping into like a new table at the lunchroom or like a new table in the cafeteria, trying to sit with a new group of friends, see if I fit in. But yeah, I love that.
Speaking of guesting, Kingsguard.
Oh, I caught it.
Werewolf wanted to know.
Wait,
emoji.
Wait, what's going on now? Speaking of,
I'm making moves in the chat too. Always working.
Oh, we'll definitely have you on Kingsguard.
Would absolutely love to.
Which is starting now. No, the week
after next.
Not this Monday, but not this Monday, but the Monday afterwards.
The 15th.
The 15th. Yes, I can do things, which I'm kind of nervous about because that's like a show that I GM in my world, and it's I hope it'll be good.
It's personal.
Yeah, I hope it'll be good. This is going to be like the last thing I do in this setting because I'm starting to work on another setting. And oh man,
it's gonna be bittersweet because you've been working in Gloria for almost 20 years.
No, it's been more than 20 years. Yeah. Woo! So let's see. What? Oh, and the last question that I have before we start to land the plane and take our break is, if you could play with any 5 people that are alive right now, and you get to choose who's the GM, who are you picking?
That's really hard. Let me go with one that I've like. Let me go with people that I have not played with for this to make it slightly better. I'm gonna say I've done something similar to this before. Abria.
Mm-hmm. You haven't played with Abria?
Not yet. I'm getting there.
Oh, I need to see y'all two energy on a stream immediately.
I'm getting there.
That's too much chaos in one place. I need
it. Too much chaos, too much tall person energy too.
Tall person energy is the right energy.
Oh, really? Okay, well, I just go fuck myself.
See, and that is short person energy. So Abria, Christina Ariel, myself, Fiona Nova, I don't know, Ember Moon, the I guess now former WWE wrestler.
Don't even give me
fucking we don't have time. We do not have time.
We do not have fuck Vince.
Yes. Like 5 of us in a game of Thirsty Sword Lesbians is a thing I've talked about before. On like TikTok several months ago. I've wanted to do something that chaotic and sapphic.
I need it.
That is one I floated around, or something with something Power Rangers adjacent is also another one I think about a lot.
I wanted to play a fucking Power Rangers game for so goddamn long.
The first game I ever did as a full campaign was Henshin, and it was delightful. It truly had a great time.
Glitter Hearts? Yeah, there's Glitter Hearts.
Glitter Hearts is also really good. I love that a lot. I have a second one because this is another one I've been like aggressively just trying to manifest, which is Kids on Bikes. Either myself running it or someone else running it, but with the Craig of the Creek cast. I really, really love the show Craig of the Creek, and doing something like Kids on Bikes would be incredible. Because that show is just so good. I highly recommend it, and I have like laughed and cried watching several episodes. They had an episode about playing fighting games with your dad.
Yes, that's the one I was just
about. They're talking frame data, and I lost it. Yeah, that Craig the Creek is one of my favorite, like all-time favorite animated shows, and I would love to either run or play Kids on Bikes with that cast. It'd be so fun.
Oh my god. Yo, just how did they make me cry with the fighting? How did they make me cry with the Street Fighter knockoff?
That it was Marvel vs. Capcom 2 knockoff, even better. I was like, yes, like I'm a huge fighting game mark. And I was fighting through tears. Then the Thanksgiving episode. I love it.
You know who's somebody I would love to play a TTRPG with? Now that you brought it up, I would love to play with Sonic Fox.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I would love to play with Sonic Fox.
Like that feels like that'd be an incredible time.
Mainly because I just want to play a game he can't beat my ass in.
Can't beat me in a tabletop.
I'm so sorry. I just want to play a game they can't beat my ass in.
You can't lose in a tabletop.
You can't fuck me up in fucking Dungeons and Dragons. You can't fuck me up in Urban Shadows.
I mean,
can't beat me in Wanderhome.
They can fuck you up in other ways in a TTRPG.
Oh no.
Oh, that would be a dope table, both of them. And also, you got me curious. How tall is Christina Ariel? I feel like she's very tall.
I don't know.
And
No. We found out that Abria is like close to 6 feet too.
I'm sick of all these tall people making it.
What do they have that you don't? Height.
Fuck you.
I say a whole 5'4".
Yeah, look, I respect short king energy. I love short energy. It's a good balancing act because too many tall people, it is a battle of egos. It will inevitably end at that level.
I'm sick of looking up to people.
Makes you feel better. I look up to both of you.
Oh, no, but not physically though. You look down on me and you know it. No, I'm just kidding. So I feel like that's as good a point as any for us to take our break. And when we come back, we'll be in the dark roast section where we talk about more serious stuff in the TTRPG community and in general. And also that's when we get to our That Guy segment, which I am super duper excited for. So stick around, folks. We're going to take a quick tenor. So we could go have a smoke break or be human or whatever. I suggest you do the same. It's still early morning stretch. And then we'll see you on the other side of this. Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. We'll see y'all in 10 minutes.
Don't.
Hello. We're back. Welcome in, everybody, to another second half of Morning Ritual, the Dark Roast segment.
Yeah. Hello. I'm sorry if I seem low energy. I was on Twitter and it
bummed you out.
My day.
Bummed you out.
Yeah. Among some other trending topics, there's just a whole trend about people praising Zack Snyder and all he's done for the DC universe. And they want him to come back and to continue his vision for the DC universe.
No.
So this truly is justice instead, folks.
Yeah, this truly is the darkest roast.
This is the darkest timeline in the darkest roast.
Oh, goodness gracious. So, clearly a DC fan to some extent. How do you feel about the DC cinematic universe?
Shazam's really good.
Correct.
That is, I've been a comic book kid my entire life, and like I love DC more than Marvel, which means I've been suffering for the last 10 years. Like my favorite superhero of all time is Detective Chimp. Like I love how weird DC can be with their heroes, and they're like just how weird the spaces can really get. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Watch Young Justice. Watch the animated stuff. It's very good. That is my recommendation.
I feel like Marvel is actively trying to troll you in specific because you like Detective Chimp and Hit Monkey is getting a show for Marvel.
I'm aware. This feels...
It was just like, damn.
I don't know what I did. What I did to Kevin, but me and him may see an eye to eye right now.
Like, I was like, why would they make Hit Monkey? It doesn't make sense. It makes sense now. No.
Like he's just putting Dare on blast.
Look. Kevin knows what he did. Oh gosh. Yeah. We can't fall down the hole. We can't do this.
Like they did Howard the Duck and now Hit Monkey. I feel like Marvel's getting a little too big for its britches. Like I feel like it's getting disrespectful at this point.
The single thing that breaks my heart more than anything like Marvel did was the fact that the New Gods movie got canceled. Honestly, I am such a fan of like the New Gods stuff, and like I loved Jack Kirby's weird era. So it really sucks that like I'm glad Eternals is getting made, but I love I absolutely love the fact that like the new gods exist, and I would have loved to see like Forever People stuff. Like my favorite comic book writer of all time is like Grant Morrison, which is very funny because Grant Morrison they came out later than I did, so I inspired them. Is my story currently. But like I love weird, esoteric, lore-heavy, like very silly stories down to their core, and like it's suffering.
They take themselves way too seriously.
Yeah. Kill for
Um,
I got your Spotify open right now. Want me to blast you? Kevin Feige to Dare.
Don't blast me right now. Listen to it. Look, I have my Spotify open right now. I don't need to be on blast for two things today.
Like speaking of the Eternals, their super speed was so good. Like I'm rooting for DC because I love Superman with all my heart, but it's
hard.
I think they're leaning into Zack Snyder's versions of things, and I'm sad.
There's always Shazam. Hang on, Shazam with all I got.
You know what I'm worried about though? Like The Rock.
Black Adam.
Black Adam does not look good. It doesn't.
Devours. He put in the work though.
He devours.
They stay hungry, they devour.
What's his motherfucking name? Rock.
Oh gosh.
That song makes me want to punch a lion in the testicles.
That song is so bad. I love it.
It's so bad, but it's so good. It's just like, okay, you've activated a rant that I didn't know I needed to have. But can The Rock be bad at something? Can this motherfucker just be like average at anything? Does everything this motherfucking touch have to turn to gold? Can he leave some excellence for the rest of us? I'm sick of seeing him win. I'm sick of it. I should support him. But I'm not fitter. This racially ambiguous motherfucker.
You have to consider, for every Rock win, there was the Tooth Fairy, and that is a thing. There was a lot of bad Rock stuff before the Fast and Furious came. There's a lot of bad. We gotta let that shine.
I can only hold on to the Scorpion King's bad CGI for so long.
Look, we got him singing "You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man." We got that. We gotta get smart.
We've got the classic photo of him as a Calgary Stampeder with the black turtleneck and the gold chain.
That picture is iconic though. That one's actually good.
That's what I'm talking about.
We got
when this motherfucker
is the house he was on.
Even when he's failing, it's so bad. It's good though. Like I hate it, and you know I'm right. It's just like
you are correct.
That corny picture with the turtleneck,
the
gold
turtleneck
chain,
picture is good. That's become like an iconic Halloween costume now.
But that's what I'm talking about. Everything this motherfucker does turns to gold. Give it enough time. Anything The Rock does is excellent.
On a long enough
time will
timeline.
always win.
It's like the most unfair rule of the game. Give it enough time, every loss is a win for The Rock. Or Dwayne Johnson. Like, he beat Vince McMahon. Think about that.
Think of three people who've done that and came out clean on the other side.
The laundry list of people that Vince McMahon has fucked in his time on this earth. Just he's ruined people. And The Rock beat him.
Are we activating a wrestling rant now too?
Hey, we might just be going there.
Listen. If Bray Wyatt was making the company money hand over fist, what hope is there for the rest of the talent if they got rid of him as a budgetary cut?
And they got money. That's the worst thing. They have the money.
They have more money than they've ever had.
They got rid of Keith Lee, my boy.
They got rid of Ember Moon.
I know.
they're just getting rid of their whole women's division. They're like,
Pretty
they're
much.
only going to keep like 4 or 5.
And they're gonna gut the women's division, and they're gonna keep the
And keep
they're-
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss is so good though.
I love her, but
I love her
adore
with
her.
with every cell of my
they got
goddamn
rid of,
body.
They got rid of the Iconics too, and like I
Yeah.
love so much of that. Thea Madden's still there. I love Brennan. I want to play a game with Brennan too. I'll add that to the list.
All wrestlers table.
Oh my god!
Honestly.
I mean, that's just up, up, down, down, but roll out, but
I would
Pretty
kill to have an all wrestlers table. And just shout out to fucking the New Day for just being about that shit. Like, I truly feel like they could levy their success away from WWE if they're smart. Well, not if they're smart, but if things go their way.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think Xavier is already starting with the transition to hosting on G4. And like Big E is doing more interviews outside of the Big E persona. Like he was just on Breakfast Club, which I was so excited for. And Kofi is the GOAT. Like Kofi is gonna be fine. I hope they make it to Hollywood or do whatever that they want to do. But
they are one of the few. It's the same thing. Like Rey Mysterio and his mask are in that same level. Like whatever they want to like show back up, they are untouchable because of how much money they print. In like, they're one of the few that make that much that Vince would be truly the dumbest version of Vince McMahon to mess with them, and like. Because even when they lose, like, everyone has their back. I would hate... Like, I can't think of anything Vince would do that wouldn't lead to a big loss. Especially, like, Black fans rally around, like, Black WWE talent so hard because they know that WWE is not helping them at all.
No. Like, and that's why watching the New Day progress has been so amazing, because you can almost feel the reluctance of the WWE as an organization to let these motherfuckers win, but it's just like, is your bigotry going to win, or is your greed going to win? Because you can't. They put you in a position where you can't be racist and a capitalist at the same time.
Yeah,
One has
they
to
make
budge.
too much money to like not be a draw, and you have to acknowledge that. And that's like,
these motherfuckers sold out pancake mix.
they came out of a cereal box dressed as Super Saiyans, and they still have jobs.
Every part of that.
Because
The sponsored WrestleMania, like Final Fantasy 14 event, like all of that, like they're so business savvy in a way that you can't, like, you're playing with fire to try to stop them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if one of these cost cutting lists comes out and it contains the name of even a single member of the New Day, I think that's it.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's it. Because everybody's already starting to jump ship to AEW. If the New Day ever end up in AEW,
Streets is done.
call it. That's time of death right there.
Like, they haven't ingrained or built that many people who have like a long time company loyalty for like the last 10-15 years because of the way they've like AEW is such a shot in the arm they need, and like they have not had they've gotten lax. They've been able to get lax for so long, and there's not a lot of people who feel like they owe WWE anything. So like, yeah, they should absolutely just so many people just walk. Why not?
And I think, and hey TPK, how y'all doing? Thanks for joining us. I think there's a lesson to be learned from the New Day, which is like, at a certain point, if you feel an idea is good, it doesn't matter how weird it is, just fucking lean into it.
Oh yeah.
Like, I still can't believe that just off the sheer force of their personality, that they got a trombone over.
Trombone that
poorly
plays
played
like
trombone.
the whistle. Yeah, that plays like the Tiger Zord whistle. Like it is truly iconic.
Like it was just, and he's not playing the thing well at all, and people are going nuts for it. And it's just I don't know how many times corporate America needs to see that they don't exactly know what people want. Because I can't think of any board meeting that would go, okay, we're gonna create a new wrestling stable of 3 really buff dudes that preach the power of positivity and play a trombone really terribly and sell cereal called Bootios. Like that's what?
Yeah, and especially like right before they started leading into like that persona of like, this is the we're gonna stop kissing babies, we're gonna get mean, and then immediately like some more like some Black Lives Matter stuff happened. Like, oh hold on, actually, well, y'all aren't gonna be angry. Go be silly, I guess. And then yeah, they've been silly all the way to the bank for the last like 7 years or whatever. Like,
like you can't turn them heel at this point.
Even when they're bad, they're still great. Yeah. You can't be mad at them.
You can't be mad at them.
And the thing is, they were put together to fail. Like,
yeah.
Nobody saw the New Day making it. Because, yeah, like you said, they started off as like these reverend preachers and whatnot. And they've taken little bits of each persona that they've gone through, the parts that they like, into this amalgamation.
It's a patchwork stable.
Wonderful.
Sure. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just so good. It's so good.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they just care about each other, like in such a way that as much as WWE hates any sort of tag team work, yet the division essentially exists for the New Day and the Usos to still just fight.
Pretty much. If you talk about fumbling the bag, the Usos keep trying to fuck themselves, and that's just like, come on, stop, y'all. But I think there is a lesson to be learned from the New Day, which is like, it's okay to take bits and pieces of different ideas. It just jumble them together until you find a thing that you like, or until you make a thing that you like.
It's very much a throw spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks, and then keep the parts that do stick.
And eat the meatballs that fall on the ground, because don't waste meatball, kids.
5 seconds first. 5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
I mean, yeah, like patchwork creativity is so much, I think, what I do. Absolutely. I like realizing I had ADD was very important, because I was like, oh, this is why I'm like this about literally everything. Like if you look at TikToks or anything else I do, it is so sporadic and random and full of, here's an idea I thought would be really cool for like a week, and then I got bored, and here's this thing. And I really do love that. It's partially like the fun of guesting and why I like to guest on very different types of shows all the time, because they do manage to hit they just manage to hit different and always feel interesting. And I'm always able to bring a different like facet of myself into my work at all times. I think like, especially if anyone's like neurodivergent, I recommend, don't feel like you have to do one sort of thing. Allow yourself the room to like spread your wings and get really weird for a while.
Yeah. Like it's kind of as a content creator daunting to see like these other content creators that like adhere to a schedule and put things out, like, you know, you can count on them like clockwork. And that is something that at some point if this is something that you want to do full time, you're gonna have to find a way to make that happen. I'm still on that journey because my streaming schedule is non-existent. But you know, if your strength isn't in consistency, yeah, absolutely, just follow your creativity.
Go for quality, not necessarily quantity.
I mean, I'm not putting out good quality either. I just
Lies.
put out a lot of stuff.
Great quality.
10 out of 10.
This is none of that. That's us.
I've seen folks
Anyway.
with consistency put out shit content.
I mean, but it's consistent. But
Consistent shit.
Speaking of consistent shit, oh, look at this segue. This motherfucker's motherfucking professional. You know what's consistently shitty? Playing at a table with bad people, which usually is the telltale sign that you're playing at a table with that guy. If you've been in the tabletop community for long enough, you've probably had the displeasure of playing with that guy, which is somebody who is a black hole of fun at your table, someone who, if they were yeeted into the sun, your experience at the table would increase tenfold. So, Dare, have you experienced that guy at the table? And can you tell us about it?
Absolutely. Yes. I think the biggest example of that guys I tend to get are more so GMs. Like I it's really funny. So I started streaming. I play a lot more than I GM, but I am my like friend group's perma GM. Like I have just been running campaigns and stuff, games for like years at this point with my friends. And the thing that the reason why I started was because we had a dear friend of ours who we still love, but we did have to stop playing with because they were that guy as a GM. In which case, we never felt like we were allowed to. It always felt like us versus them. So much so in the sense of like, I think certain GMs consider themselves like, this is my story and you are in it versus this is a thing that we do collaboratively. Like I think the worst GMs I deal with are people who are, they want to be God and not a facilitator, or they don't understand the role of the GM as you're still a player just with a different type of thing you're doing.
You just have different goals.
Exactly. And like so much of that with like that guy GMs are, I want this and this and this and this and this to be the way we have to do things. And you getting weird, or you thinking outside of the box, or you potentially breaking it. Instead of saying, this is the thing I didn't expect, let's keep playing to see how this ends up.
Yeah. You
say, no. Why did you do this to like my fun game?
Yeah.
That is that guy.
No, so sorry. So just hit my screen there for a second. No, I absolutely understand that. And like, the hardest part is having those conversations where you have to let them know, like, you're just not a fit at the table. Yeah.
it's not fun.
It is not by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm gonna ask, like, when you experience that, how do you move forward? Like, do you try and teach? Do you try and explain to them what's going wrong first, or do you just like realize this isn't a fit and you make the decision to move clean cut? Because that's kind of been like the hang up that I've had with some of my bad guys, which is, do I try and fix this or do I just leave?
I think it depends on the exact way. I think there's a lot of like permutation to this. So that people who just are very combative to the act of people playing their game, which is always weird. And I think it's just so much baked in from like this idea of this is what tabletops are, or they were, yada, yada, yada. Which I think that requires someone just maybe check out a few other shows, a few more, see the other side of tabletop, see games in which there's GM-less stuff, look at how collaborative a game can be, and then maybe like, I hope someone gets it. And then there are people who I think are just they really want to write a book instead, actually. And for someone like that, I think that's normally when I'm off the train, or I'll look at what they want. I'm like, I know me. I'm not gonna be a good fit here pretty quickly. And that's when I have to maybe just politely bow out. Um, yeah. No, I think D&D absolutely can lead to that one a lot when it's like, I want this exact type of book. And I don't have a lot of love lost for like fantasy as a genre. It's not the one I grew up with. I was a comic book and like an anime kid.
Mm-hmm.
So like Lord of the Rings means nothing to me. I'm not going to feel ingratiated by doing your Lord of the Rings like version. I'm here to have a good time and like build character dynamics. But like, that's not what I want from this story. And that is a bit, I have rubbed against a GM or two with that style more than once.
Yeah, it's always hard when someone doesn't quite understand the tone.
Especially when they come with like 50 pages of lore.
Yeah.
Like, I do think part of what makes my experience in tabletops really, or not unique, but I think a thing is there are a lot of people who are getting into the space now who never liked fantasy or never have any sort of fondness or care about it in that way. And I think it ultimately changes what people look for when you say D&D. Because for so many people, it's like, oh, I'm thinking Dragonlance. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking like, I want to see Forgotten Realms. Like, I want this like hard fantasy sorcery type experience. And for me, I'm like, I have mechs in mind. I've thrown a time traveling thing. I've thrown time travel in here before with robots because I like Final Fantasy as a kid. That is like, I like Magitech more. And that changes what people expect and the things that mean a lot to them in their sort of fantasy or their version of fantasy. Like video game fantasy is just a wildly different type of space most of the time, unless you're doing hard Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy's stuff makes no sense, but I love it.
I absolutely adore it. It's a ton of great character work that trumps over sometimes a comprehensible plot.
Yeah.
I love Final Fantasy 15. That plot had problems, but it was great character work.
Give me some high fantasy shenanigans and a paper thin plot, please. Sometimes that's what you need, though, in a game.
Like sometimes the world doesn't have to be something that was like forged over like thousands of years. Like sometimes it is. We are here. This place is pretty chill. Have fun. And like that's also super fine. I like Fire Emblem, but sometimes those worlds are connected. Sometimes the worlds are connected. Sometimes it's just its own weird little continent that's used to tell one story, and that's okay.
Sometimes that's enough.
Oh yeah.
And then
Love Three Houses.
Then they add a broken ass character to Smash Brothers and you hate it forever.
Which Fire Emblem character are we complaining about?
Marth and Robin. Fuck them both.
I got a lot of love for those Fire Emblem characters, though.
It's true.
So, I just to cut in, unfortunately, we're going to have to end a little early. I do have a bit of an emergency here, so I want to ask, can we ask you to come back again? Because I really want to delve into like the nitty gritty with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. This has been a fucking blast. And I hate to have to cut it short.
No, we're all good.
But we will have you back again. And also I'm gonna send you a DM about Kingsguard because we can use a little bit more chaos there. But let's jump into our sign-offs here. I'm going to start first just to get it out real quickly. I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as TheNoirEnigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And OnlyFans if you're frisky. That's a joke. No, that's not. So, Anita, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Anita. You can find me everywhere online at Anita or at Critical Misses. I'm the showrunner here. 2 weeks' time, we will have a full new season roster. We've got Kingsguard coming back on the 15th. On the 17th, Dee has a new show called The Blue Ghosts, which is a Blades in the Dark series. And we've got some amazing cast members. Stay tuned for announcements. And then on Fridays, I will be running a Star Trek Adventures game. We're just finalizing the cast for that so we can get the announcements out by Monday. But yeah, and then next week, we're back with Morning Ritual again, and our guest is Sam Delev.
Right. And finally, our guest, go ahead, tell us where we can find you.
Hi, once again. I hope people like hearing me talk because I can do this for a while. I am Dare. You can find me on Twitter and TikTok and a bunch of other things at NBDare. That is ENBYDARE. Writer, editor, performer, a million other things. You can check me out for the last episode of The Hounds of Mercy on Transplanar RPG Tuesday. I really recommend showing up. It's been a wonderful miniseries and super grateful to be there. And I am going to be on a stream at TTRPG in 30 minutes. Time really flew. It's going to be a Ravenloft campaign. It's going to be delightful. Besieged by the Dead TTRPG once again. And then tonight at 6 MDT, so 8 o'clock EST, I will be on RF Chaos, Rolling for Chaos, playing Masks, where I'm playing a disaster girl who I truly, truly love being. And yeah, that is all the things I am. Chaos with a C. Yeah, I just saw it. Sorry. That I will be on. And yeah, I will be in a million places and doing a million more things. I have like 3 or 4 things coming up that I can tell soon. So that's
all
me.
Right.
Oh, we got some NDA goodness.
We are going to raid. Can you give me the spelling for that, please? It's
goodness. Here, I got you.
Thanks, babe. We're going to go on a raid to the person that we're going to be saying hi to next week on Morning Ritual. We're going to go raid Delevly, or Sam Delev. Go say hi to them. Spread some love over there. And we will see you all next week. Give me 1 second. Why did that not work? Let me just do a quick on here. Problem starting the game. Raid, just try again in a minute. We might have to raid someone else. Raids might be turned off on their channel.
Oh, okay. Well, you can pick somebody else.
We've got a couple folks. Valdrian is running some games for Extra Life, so we will spread the love over that direction.
It is Extra Life weekend.
It is Extra Life.
Oh, hell
weekend.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
So yeah, thanks everybody for stopping by and hanging out with us. But until next time, the ritual has concluded. Bye, everybody.
Bye.